YouTube, it's Shaker here, and we're bringing you another one. I'm a digital artist who likes to watch movies with the people, and today we're about to do the last episode of Silo, Season 2, Episode 10. I'm trying to keep it cool because, my goodness. My goodness. Okay, so first of all, we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. So last week I started to kind of shift into the new way of doing it. But this week I was like, I have to do it quicker because it's taking too long to take my notes down. And I'm doing every little intricate and I can't do it like that no more. It's taking too much time. Not to mention, it's already very late in the morning for me. And I already watched Silo. Now I'm about to record. And then I still have to watch Severance, record Severance, and still edit both of those videos. I'm not going to be here all day. Okay? So I can't do the whole, went over here, then went over here. We're just going to do it a different way. So the way we're going to do it now, I broke it into categories. So we're going to do it either a recap or talk about the recap of previous episode. We're going to do characters. So we're going to break it down kind of per characters, but not in detail, just like my overall feeling, things that they did that I was like shocked about or whatever. Then we're going to do twist/shock value or plot, right? So like moments that was like, here we go. My nose is dripping. My nose is dripping. Sorry, y'all. I got water. Coffee girl, even though it's water, she gets to be wherever she wants to be. And then confusion. So after we talk about the twist and like those big shock value moments, we're going to talk about the things that confused me. Things that I'm like, I don't know what's going on there. We might understand those things as I talk it out, or we might understand it in the future. And then the last is the predictions, which has actually become my favorite area. Okay. So if you have not already, don't forget to like, subscribe, push that notification button because we're going to keep bringing this stuff to you. So before we get into the spoilers, I'll give you my overall feeling, which I did not write down. But I guess my overall feeling is absolutely jaw drop, shock value, twisted up. Thought you was going to do one thing, did a whole nother thing. Talking about ranking, 18 out of 10. 18 out of 10. Okay? The best episode, which we knew was coming, but it was the best episode. Which might not be a good thing, because that might push a lot of people away. But I knew it was coming, so I was willing to push through, because Silo is a really good show, and I know next season's about to be killer. All right, that's it. Now we're getting to spoiler territory. Territory, okay? Hold on now. I just realized I don't have recap here. So, cue the music. So I'm dribbling everywhere. Of course, today where I got to record two things. So, last week, we remember, oh gosh, what actually happened last week? So remember, last week is when we met the crew that was spying on them. And that's when, remember Lukas went down to the deep, to the down deep, and then he heard the voice, and he like looking up, and and then we're like, oh, they got a plan. Oh, Martha, she got them listening in, and then now, but Knox, he kind of know. So, now, that was last week. Okay. So now we're in a new week. So we're going to talk first about the other Silo, which has Solo. And first of all, I love that. What's the girl? Juliette. I love that Juliette put the kids in their place. Like, first of all, this is all y'all got for real. Cause I'm about to be out. And when I'm out, this is all y'all got. And y'all, and this was so like current. Y'all worrying about the wrong people. You supposed to be yelling at the people that put you in here. The people that put you in this silo, not each other. Y'all have no power here. What you mad at her for? Okay? Stop calling her Aida. Her name is, what's her name? Her name is Hope. Call her by her name, right? So I thought that was really great that she kind of checked everybody. Like, look, you're already wrong because you're mad at the wrong person. Okay? Then we see the suit situation. So the suit, and none of this is going to be in order. I'm just going to be all over the place. The suit, right? First of all, one of the suits had holes in it. You ain't think to check the suit before you start making plans. Juliette, you better than this. Open up the suit's holes all up in it. So then you're like, because the thing is, you already like, all right, the girl gonna go, Hope is gonna go with her. It's 2 suits, Hope's gonna go. So they cancel that, like, nope, because it's probably gonna happen in the next season. But like, they cancel that, like, no, that's not happening. We only got 1 suit. Whatchamacallit runs off with the suit when she yelling at the kids, and then you're like, where is he? If he playing again with this suit, talking about Solo, but he did the most beautiful thing. He put the suit on and got in the water. You know, I realized, side note, because they had a little behind the scenes where he was walking around and showing the different, Solo was showing the background of his scene and how they set it up for his vault. And it's very much giving, he's intelligent. Like, that's the one thing Solo is. As immature and premature he may be, he's intelligent. He's very brilliant because he's been studying for years. Remember, he's not a young man. He's an older man. He's been reading these books. So he has a lot of knowledge. So he thinks ahead of things, even when he's a little like, he doesn't know how to react to people, but he knows how to think. So him taking those suits to the water and was like, all right, if water can't seep through, then I'm assuming air can't seep through. So that was really beautiful. So he tested it out for her. I really loved that. He also discovered or realized that there are pipes that the top people who are ahead of all this whole situation have that will send out a gas that kills people. So it seems like it's not the outside that's going to kill you, but it's the gas that's released when they go outside. Still, they didn't make that clear, but that's kind of what. So when they realize that, they're like, oh, we need to go, and we need to go now. Because if they release this safeguard, we're done. Patrick. So I feel bad for Patrick because not just Patrick. Patrick is a representation of everyone who doesn't know enough truth. They know some of the truth, but they don't know enough truth, which puts them in danger. So they know, I know what I saw on that screen. I know I saw the blue and green sky. I know what I saw. And they're like, we know what we saw. So then it's real. But they don't know. That's why I'm so glad we'll talk about it a little bit. But I'm so glad Juliette came and was like, it's still not safe. I know you see me, but it's not safe. So that's going to make a big dent. But before we got there, obviously, they're doing the whole riot situation. And it's just like, you feel bad because you're like, dang, they're kind of right, but they're wrong. And it made this weird divide because you got the Judicial with Bernard, but then you got the rebels. But then the rebels even divide because you got the rebels have more truth than not, which is like Knox and Shirley and Martha and all them. But then you have the rebels who know something's wrong, but they don't have enough information because they're not in the crew. You know what I mean? So, and we'll talk about what I think is going to happen when we get to predictions. Lukas and his mom, beautiful relationship. His mom is just kind of a comfort for him right now. Because he knows it's over. And he like, well, might as well go be with my mom. That's the best person you can be with when it's all over. Might as well go be with her. And it was really, I thought it was a risk, him going up to Bernard and whispering to him like, hey, just letting you know it's going to be, you know, I know the situation, you know the situation. So it's over. And that, we'll talk about later, but that kind of was like, that's when Bernard was just like, it's over. Wrap it up. You know, like he was done from that point. From that point on, he was done. Okay, that's when he gave the keys over to Robert because Robert's so hype about getting it. Well, now he has a different motive, but he was like, "Just you want to be the shadow? Just be the shadow. We don't even care anymore. Just take it. Here's the code going on up in there. It's over. It's over. Okay. So now we're getting into the twist, shocking things. Which was a lot, which I expected because of the last episode. Martha. When I say my jaw dropped, because I was so upset with Martha. Because, let me tell you why I was upset. Number one of my favorite characters is Martha. Her energy, her vibe, her look. I like her braids. And she's one of the smartest people in the whole show. I think if I was to put it in order, it's probably like Juliette, because Juliette's the smartest person in the whole show, period. Juliette, Maybe Knox. And then Knox and Camille, because Camille's brilliant too. Camille is on it. She just in a tough spot. Martha and then Knox and then Martha maybe. But so I was like, dang it, why would love is important, but it ain't not that important. So it's just like, okay. But I think that was a jaw drop when she decided. The thing is, when she went up, she a real one. That's what it really come down to. Because when she came back downstairs, the moment she got back, she already had a plan. Because the moment Knox came in, she already started communicating like, they listening. And I can't tell you how they listening, but they listening. She doing the hand movements and all that stuff. Because I was so upset with Martha for the past 3 episodes. Like, why would you do that? Like, we were rooting for you. So I was very upset about that. But that was delicious. And Knox picking up right on it. And then that means from that moment on, they've been communicating low key. And that means Knox is going behind the door. Like, I know, we know this. Like, that's good. That's delicious. That was delicious. Okay. Carla slipped up. I think it was a little bit of mix. I think one side of her was like, dang, why would you do that to us? But then the other side was like, I think she has a plan. It only makes sense. So, because Carla was like, I hope you go outside and die. Dang. Okay. Oh, one of the best parts when when Martha was upstairs with Bernard and was like telling him the whole situation, like, you thought you knew, but you ain't really know. And I was wondering, because they kept doing it throughout the whole season. You'll see a little moment of Knox doing a little hand gesture here, a little hand gesture, and you're just like, okay, but I knew it was because the way the shot was, I'm like, it's something significant about. Woo! I love when they set you up like that. I love the breadcrumbs. It's delicious. So that was fantastic. I'm sorry. Y'all don't understand. It's literally 2:00 in the morning, and I still got. We ain't even get there yet. We ain't even get halfway there yet. Anyway, let's move on. Where am I? Oh, the badges. I didn't even say what. When she dumped all those badges out, because we got everybody on our side. Not just the people you think. Oh, that was nice. Because the badge was like a symbol throughout season 1 of like rebellion. Because it's like, here is this symbol of this for the silo, and we protect the silo. But on the back, we want to know the truth. Yikes, that's delicious. Dr. Pete Nichols sacrificed himself. I thought that was such a beautiful scene. And Hank's face was like, I can't let you do that. But he's like, I have to do that. And that was beautiful because he gave, that's going to be so sad for Juliette. And it's just like, gosh, he was right there. He could have saw his door. But I thought it was so beautiful, him giving the watch to him. And you know what? I'll put it here. What I'm confused about. Because I just thought about something, but I want to put it in the confusion area. Hold on 1 second. So yeah, so they had the explosion, knocked 2 floors down, and that was so clever because silly Bernard sent all the guards down, all of them. Why would you do that? He said send them all. He sent them all, and because he sent them all, when they explode 2 floors, not just 1 floor, 2 floors, bow bow, you ain't got no people for real. So the new problem became the division of the rebellion. That's who became the problem, not the guards, which was great because it was one less thing to worry about. But still, so that was something else. Then you got Robert, Sims, and Camille. So Robert, he got the key for the vault in the code from Bernard, but then he went on over to Lukas and was like, I want to know with the gun. Bow. I want to know what you told Bernard. He said, nope, I ain't gonna tell you. Now we know. I think it's 2 things. One, because he doesn't want everyone to die, because if he tells him, then everyone dies, right? So he's not going to do that. But also, I think he's like, it's over. Who are you? What are you? I'm not no, you're gonna have to shoot. What you gonna do? He's doing the what's love got to do it. She was like, what you gonna do? Shoot me? Pistol with me? They can't have to see me, Ike. So he kind of gave that like, what you gonna do? Shoot me right here? Okay, shoot me right in front of my mom. That's what you're gonna do? So no, he wasn't gonna do that. And then he went to the vault, which I did not think for some reason he was gonna bring his family. But what a twist when he gets in the vault. First of all, the shot they gave, I don't know, I'm gonna have it here, but the shot they gave of his eyes when he first sees this room was like nice. And then the voice come out and they like, what you doing here? He's like, I can't hear to protect the silo. He said that's what we try to do. But you and your child got the gizzy. But Camille could stay. Then they did I forgot the name of it. I know the movement, the shot, the camera's moving in, but they're zooming out at the same time, so it does this weird parallax effect. But I forgot what it's called. Anyway, they did that on Camille, and I thought that was fantastic because it was like all the weight of the why was on her shoulder. Why me? Why my family? Why a lot of that. Okay, and I think I didn't even write it down, but we'll talk about what I think, what the why is here. 1 second. So then you got Juliette. Juliette lives. When Juliette's coming over that hill, and Knox and all them is looking at that camera like, I know that ain't Juliette. When Juliette comes over that hill, everything stops. Shut the whole thing down. They was like, now wait a minute. Now we got a different conversation. Because remember, the Bernard done locked up the the judicial or whatever area, the office. But they trying to get in because they trying to get out. Because the only way you can go out is through there. So they knocking down the door, trying to get the door. Juliette come over, that all stopped. Because hold on now. Juliette came back. But it's not just that she came back. She came back, then she put the sign on the door. It is not safe to come out. So I know you see me, but if you come out here, you're going to die. Okay? And then her silly self trying to open up the door to get in. And I was like, girl, just be patient. I think they're going to open up the door. I think they want to know. As much as we want you to get in and you want to get in, I think they want you to get in too. So just hold on. She's sitting here trying to open it up with the metal thing. I like Juliette, but I know she just wanted to get in. I probably would do the same thing. But just be actually, I would be like, yeah. Can you open this up? Who you know? And then, so then you have Bernard. Okay, so then Bernard opens up the door, and he's standing there with a gun with a suit on. She like, what you gonna do? Shoot me? Pistol with me? She gave the same speech that Lukas gave to Robert, basically. Like, what you gonna do? Shoot me? He like, I want to go out, and she's like, she basically is like, okay, I know you want to go out, but I think we're gonna be all right, but we need to talk. Like, I think we can survive out here. Because remember, Solo mentioned that. So she's like, I think we could survive out here. And she like, but you have to put the gun down. But then the doors started to close. Who I think that was the leaders shutting the door. Because what you shutting the door for? So they go jumping back into the door. But remember, when the door shut, the fire has to turn on, I guess, to kill the chemicals. That probably ain't even there. So then the fire turns on, and we're like, uh-oh, they did. But I have my predictions on that when we get to predictions. Okay, now we're going to get into confusion. And this will kind of talk about the last part as well. Number one, which I just wrote down, was the explosion. I was a little confused on why. So remember, the Raiders went all the way down to the down deep, and they saw that it wasn't connected. Oh, it was just a way to get them all the way down. Okay, I'm done. Okay, that's what it was. See, this is why we talk it out, because then we figured out. So they made a plan, but the plan was just because remember, once they started doing the sign language, they knew, oh, they on to us. So they made two separate plans. One plan was we're gonna blow up the do you call the thing? The generator or whatever. So they did set up bombs, but it wasn't connected. So all the raiders went downstairs to stop that from happening. But the real explosion was on the floor that broke the 2 floors so that they couldn't stop it. Okay, so I'm not confused no more. Okay, so we got that part. All right, that part's done. Okay. Because I was like, well, why would they have 2? Okay, duh. No, okay, but the other thing I'm confused about is why did he have to sacrifice himself? I must have missed that. Like, was it something broken, not connected? Did he... I'm not understanding why he had to sacrifice himself to do the second explosion or the explosion on the floors. Not understanding that. Okay. Also, who's this voice? Harper, who this woman? Who's this voice coming through? It sounds like a younger person. Doesn't sound like an older person. I wonder if it has any connection to the lineage of the flashback, which we're about to talk about in a second. So I really don't know who this voice is, why this voice is important. Is it in the 51st silo? Is it in a completely different area? Don't know. So that's a little confusing. And my last confusion is the flashback. Great lighting that flashback was. Great lighting. But so it was in DC. The time frame is a little confusing. So it had Nixon, President Nixon posters on the wall. So when I looked it up, that was 1970s, give or take, because 1969, 1970. So that was 1970s. But then she mentions Google, but Google is 1998. So I don't think it's old. I think they were just in a bar that had old artwork up, maybe just to confuse us. Because when she mentioned Google, I'm like, that can't be the same time frame. I also don't think it's around the time Google was invented, which was 1998. Because when she mentioned dating, he's like, if anybody says that anymore. But that's like a current thing to say, because in the 90s, people did date. So I don't know what time frame this is. I don't know how much into the future it was. And then they had a strike against Iran, which gave us a nuclear or a radiation type of situation that I'm assuming caused the silos to happen. So that's a little confusing, which is supposed to be. It's the cliffhanger for the next season, so it's supposed to be confusing. And then the Pez. Now, we've seen the Pez dispenser throughout season 1 and 2, but I think I just got something. So, all right, let's just get on into predictions, and let's start with Camille. Camille might be a descendant, some way, shape, or form of. But then why wouldn't you want the son in there? The reason why I say that is because the son got the Pez dispenser, but it was just kind of passed around through different people and got to him. But that could be like on purpose, because remember the lady had the Pez dispenser at the end of the episode. And the son has, I don't know. I'm just putting the connection, but maybe there's no connection there. Before we get into, we'll still do it this way. So, because I want to do these predictions. No. All right, we'll do it this way. Let's start with last week's predictions and see if any of them was right or if I got them wrong. So, last week's predictions. So, it said here, Lukas is about to get the full truth, but he will share. And he did exactly that. He got the full truth. And who did he share it with? Bernard. So that's true. He didn't have to really share it because Bernard already kind of knew. But anyway, he shared it. The safeguard is probably a silo killer. Yes, that is right. I assumed that. I'm like, it must be something that's going to kill the whole silo. And that's the gas that comes from the pipes. We got that right. Juliette will take the girl. That didn't happen. It was all planned to happen. It wanted to happen. But because of those 2 suits, or because one suit was destroyed, it didn't happen. Although I do think she's going to go back to get all of them. So technically, I think it will happen, but we won't know that until season 3. Robert Sims will get into the vault and lock Mayor Bernard out. No. Yes, he did get into the vault. And technically Mayor Bernard will be locked out, but it's not him who's going to stay in the vault. It's going to be Camille. So technically I got it wrong, or semi-right. Sandy is going to come in handy. Sandy's going to come in handy. Yes, she did come in handy because remember, she's the one. I said Sandy's going to come in handy. She did come in handy because she was the one who she was the connection to get all the sheriffs on board for the rebellion. So she came in big time handy, because the thing is, you can't tell someone they didn't see what they saw. And she saw the green and blue screen pop up. You can't say she didn't see it, and she couldn't erase that from her mind. You could try, but that's not what happened. So anyway, so that was definitely right. I said next week is about to be cray cray. Yeah, that was accurate. Sims and Camille might go full good. That one's still up in the air, because I don't know. They are leaning good, but now with this whole vault situation, I don't know. I did say I think they're gonna break up though, and then I took it back because they picked a good side. But now they're about to literally break up. I forgot. I said that not last week, the week before last. And then this one I still think is going to be the case, which is I think we're going to meet Allison and Sheriff Becker. I thought it was going to be in this season, but now after seeing this, it doesn't even make sense for it to be in this season because we don't have enough information. I think next season is when we're going to be able to see it, because they are not dead. First of all, they're too great of characters to be dead, but also it just doesn't make sense. Okay, so let's do next season predictions. So obviously Juliette and Bernard are not dead. Now, this is how I know Juliette is not dead, because she got a fire suit on. Isn't that amazing? She has a firefighter suit on. So she's going to be fine. Now, Bernard does not, but either two things. Either Bernard is going to be burnt to close to death, and then they're going to have a conversation, and then he's going to die. Or she'll send him outside to die so he can at least get some freedom outside. Or he's protected because she's on top of him, which I think is probably the more realistic answer, is that he's not dead. So, and then if he's not dead, because they all need to have a conversation, which we're about to talk about, and they're going to need to lock him up, because he's a problem. He's a problem. Just lock him up. Talk to him when you need to talk to him, but lock him up. I think a small research team will be created out of this crew who's going to explore outside. So I think Juliette, Knox, Shirley, the sheriff, Hank, and maybe Bernard if they don't want to lock him up for answers, and then Lukas, of course. They're going to be a team to go out. I think Martha may stay back just to keep things there good, and also Robert might stay back, but I have a feeling he's going to want to go with them, because they need to do some exploring. They need to see what's these other silos. Is there anybody else alive? I think there's either another silo that is protected, and that's where we're going to see Allison and Sheriff Becker, or there's a city on the regular ground, a city that's alive or kind of striving, kind of active, trying to fight a war that they really can't fight without a large group of people. And we're going to see that happen. I think so, for sure. I think Julia definitely going to go back and get Solo, get the crew. The kids, I think, are going to stay back, but I think Hope is going to become a really important character, and I think she's going to be a part of this crew, because she'll be a little older, and she'll be a part of this crew. And I think a big war is coming. I don't think the war is going to happen in season 3, but I think the preparation and the bigness of the war is going to happen in 3, and then season 4 is when it all breaks up. And then, I think we're going to find out who the main guy or person is in the next season, but I think it's really going to be season 4 where we get the truly crazy war, and then the true freedom of all the silos. I think some silos will become free, but some are gonna die with that same chemical for trying to leave. So they're gonna have to, and then in the beginning they still can't be freely all right, we all know the answers, this we're gonna, because you can still kill them all. So they still gotta be tiptoeing around. But the only way I think they can do that is by is a small team leaving the silo, either going to the other silo or just being on the land, and then having a conversation. So they're going to have to build some suits, make the suits much, much, much stronger. No more tape. Come on now, let's get this thing together. So yeah, anyway, I think this was an absolutely phenomenal season. Season 1 was better, but season 2 was more... gave us more answers, and it was more exciting, more characters. But the first season, I think, had more like punches every episode, whereas this kind of held everything till the end. But the end was so good that it makes the whole season so good. And that's kind of how I felt about season 1 of Severance. So anyway, I'm looking forward to it. Look, it's already 2 o'clock in the morning. I still got to watch Severance, which I cannot wait. And then I still got to record that. And then I got to edit both of these videos. I do really love how I did this. It didn't take as long to write the notes. It kind of gets to the point faster, and it was more exciting. So I think going forward, I'm going to do it like this, and that helps me prepare for Severance as well. So stay tuned. So this was the last of Silo. If you haven't seen the rest of them, go back, watch them, come back and watch this. Stay tuned. I think I'm going to put this out before Severance, or maybe vice versa. I'm not really sure. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Now that Silo is done, I'm going to go on back. I'm getting back to Fallout. I'm going to introduce Avatar. I'm going to introduce, I'm going to get back to Star Wars, and I want to do Walking Dead. Not yet, but soon I'm going to do Walking Dead, so I'm looking forward to that as well. If you have not already, don't forget to like, subscribe, push that notification button, because we're going to keep bringing this stuff to you. That's it.